Hi and welcome to this popledge tutorial on kind of a Halloween Gothic-y makeup look. I'm going to show you how to get from that derpy look to this kind of Gothic-y dark inspired look. So I'm going to start off with your normal foundation. I use a liquid foundation and mine's a Lancome one in number 2. So I always start off a bit more on my imperfections. So for me, it's kind of just around the chin area that I get the occasional breakout. And when you're applying foundation, you normally want to start off in the middle and then work your way towards the outside. And obviously concentrating on areas like under the eye, underneath the nose, around the edge of the nose, and cover it right up the way to your hairline as well, so you're not kind of creating a line anywhere in your face. Really, you want that as a kind of blank canvas that you can build onto. Yeah, excuse the mess of the room, excuse the dressing gown on the floor and the reflection, just excuse everything. Oh, excuse the hair as well, I was obviously going to dry it after I'd done this. Okay, so now I'm getting some matte powder on a big sort of bronzing blush, and I'm just going to pat that gently into the skin. It's a Rimmel one, that Stay Matte one, and again, I think it's in number 5, that one. Yes, it is. So you don't want your face to look too powdery, but you just want to give it a nice finish. And extra Halloween tip, if you've got talcum powder in the house, you can always use a bit of that and use it on the brush just to give yourself a paler look, but I'm not doing that, as evidenced by these bronzing brushes. So I just dipped it into those bronzing pals, sorry. I'm just going to go underneath my cheekbones just to highlight that area. And then just down the middle of the face and just around the top and the temples. Okay, so now we can start with the fun bits. So I've got the Naked Palette 2 in my hands, and the first colour that I'll be using on that is the darkest one in that palette, which is all quite neutral. It's the black one. It's called Blackout, presumably after Britney Spears' best album ever. So I'm going to use the brush that came with that palette, and it's quite a sort of thin-ended brush. It's actually a double-ended brush. I'm going to use the thinner end. So I'm just going to get that black onto the brush and just cover the section of my eyelid that actually covers the eye, so to speak, so nothing above it. You can see what I mean there. So I'm just going to build up the black on my eyelids, just layer by layer. And I think with any sort of colour like that, for me, if it's Halloween or dressing up, I want to go with something different to how I look on a day-to-day basis, and I would never kind of choose black as a colour, not like all over the eyelid anyway. I tend to go for like the neutrals or like bright colours. So I think if you've got any dark colours that you wouldn't normally choose, even if it's like a dark blue or a dark purple or something, that would work great. But I do think black is kind of best for Halloween, really. So as you can see, I'm just building it up. Just tidying up bits around the edges. So now I'm taking a clean brush, or a relatively clean brush, I'm just brushing it off, and I'm just going to blend it in. So just kind of merging it all together into an even sort of colour all the way across the lid. And just softening the edges where you might have got a bit of a line or something, and just pulling it down right the way to the eyelashes there. Again, just tidying up at the edge. Don't forget to tidy it up as well on the inner of your nose. I always forget that. Okay, so now I'm choosing my second eyeshadow colour, and it's like a kind of blood red, crimson-y, dark purpley kind of colour, cherry colour, dark cherry colour. And that palette is extremely useful. It wasn't very much money, I think it was £7, and it's by La Femme, and I think I got it from Amazon, yes I did. I mean, they're not the best because they're £7, but I just find it so useful because it's got all those colours in there, and it's actually got them in little swatches so you can do looks with them. So I'm taking that blood red colour and I'm just adding that, dabbing it on with a different brush above the black, and I'm probably doing about a centimetre's height of that red colour. So you want to go in the crease and then up a sort of centimetre. And you just want to build that up, because you want that kind of definition between the black as well. So now I've got the same brush that I blended the black with, and I'm just going to blend the two colours together. Not majorly, you want to keep the division, but again it's about kind of evening up the colour and softening up the top of it as well. So don't pull it down into the black, but just go over that crease. So I'm just going to tidy it up. And that's a great tip as well. If you sort of pull your skin back along the temple, you actually create a kind of natural sort of line, and you can just use your cotton bud and just go over that. And you can also do the inside of your eye as well, and just any little flakes or anything, just try and get rid of them at this stage. Okay, so now I'm going to do a bit of highlighting. So I'm going back to my Urban 2 palette, but this time I'm choosing the lightest shade. So you want a light shade for this bit, basically. I'm just going to go underneath my eyebrows, and this is just, I think it just makes the red kind of pop out a bit more, you know, it gives it a bit more of a difference. And it just looks pretty as well. Because you still want to look pretty, right? Even on Halloween. Okay, so now I've done that little bit of highlighting under the brow, I'm going to fill in the brow. This is just an Avon glimmer stick for brows, and it's light brown in colour. I'm quite lucky with my eyebrows. I don't really have to particularly shape them that much. That's kind of how they grow. They're kind of that width anyway. But I think you just want a definition, and especially on Halloween as well, you can kind of emphasise things like that a little bit more. So I just fill them in my natural shape, really. And then I sort of blend it in, because you don't want to look like you've got lines through your eyebrows, with a little eyebrow brush. Mine's from Bobbi Brown. So it's just kind of framing the eyes a little bit. Now a little bit of blusher. This one that I've got is Lancome. It's Rose number 2. It's quite a sort of light goldy one. I would have liked for this look perhaps something a little bit darker. I think you could get away with that on Halloween. But this one's got a nice glow to it. And then I'm just going to do a bit of highlighting kind of around the mouth, so you can do like your little cupid's bow on top. And I just did a very light bit underneath, and you'll see why in a minute. Nothing major, just kind of lighten it up a bit around there. So now this is my one extra purchase that I made for Halloween, and it's a Rimmel lip gloss, but it's in black. I think for Halloween you just want something different. And this just changes the look totally. I think it works really well with the kind of red and black, because it matches, it brings those two together. It's not the greatest lip gloss in the world. You can see when I'm applying it, it's okay, but it's not like a really, black finish. I'm sure you can get products like that. But I got this from a pound store in the end in their Halloween department, so it was £1. And they also do it in places like Asda. I've seen them in supermarkets and things like Home Bargains as well, that we get in the UK. So you don't need to spend a lot on a black lipstick is what I'm saying. Even if you only use it once a year, you know, just for £1. So I've just tried to do that. I try and tidy it up because it's a bit, it doesn't stick, it kind of slips. Okay, this is where my camera cut off, so I had to jump. So what I did during the jump was I got my liquid eyeliner, and it's a Rimmel one, and I just drew two kind of little cat eyelashes, if you like, 1 centimetre out from my inner eye corner. And I also did my mascara. Mine's false lash effect from Maybelline. And then I just put, as you can see there, a little bit of the blackout also on the underneath eyelash line, just about 1 centimetre kind of inwards from the outside of the eye. So, sorry I rushed that last bit. I also think if you've got fake eyelashes, you could do a great look with them. I kind of thought, oh, perhaps if you got some with like cobwebs on it or something, or even some like, you know, really OTT black ones, they would also look great. But anyway, check out the website for everything that I do, and thanks. Bye.